Hello everyone, this is Cindy and I'm starting my December daily a couple of days early, and the reason I'm doing that is because here's my journal. Yes, it's still in pieces. It is not put together, and so I thought, well, I'll just start a day or two early because I know I'll be missing a few days next week. So anyway, I'm not really sure if I'm going to sew my pages in before I really start doing decorating or not, because I really like sewing on the pages, but I also like sewing in the pages without there being a lot of embellishments and pockets and stuff. So I'm not sure. One thing I am sure about is the kit I use, and that is Artie Maze's A Winter's Tale. And as soon as I first saw, I believe it was Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventures, doing a design team project on this, I thought, oh, that's the one I want. And I think the Von Preston also does a bunch too. So anyway, that's the one I wanted, and I kind of put off buying it and put it off buying it and all that until I found this book at Salvation Army, When Winter Comes. I thought that is the perfect book to use for my December dailies. And the colors not only match up beautifully with The Winter's Tale, but I like the size of it. It's not too big, it's not too little. And another thing I like about it is the story, which is down here somewhere, is very much like A Winter's Tale, because it talks about what happens when winter comes. You know, what happens to the autumn leaves. Well, you know, they get on the ground and get covered in the snow. And what happens to the flowers, and what happens to the mice, and what happens to the deer. And the pictures are just great. So it goes very well color-wise and theme-wise with A Winter's Tale. So anyway, I'm going to try putting it together, and as you can see, I have the first signature almost there. And since it is a larger journal, that created problems, because here are the pages that come with the kit, and folded in half, it's a lot smaller, you know, than the book pages. And that's not a big deal, except I don't want, you know, a big page here and then a whole bunch of smaller pages, and then a bigger page. I wanted some wider pages mixed in with these smaller book pages. So I did several things to kind of come up, fix that. One of them was, let's see if I can find it, we'll get to that one in a minute, was this right here. I had bought this pad of paper at Salvation Army, and it's just regular notebook paper, but it's blue, and it's the, you know, it's, I think it might have been legal size, I'm not sure. So I just sewed 2 pages. I could have folded it, you know, this way and been okay probably, but I wanted the lines going the correct way. So that meant I had to sew the 2 pages together, which was no big deal. So I did that. That helped some. Another thing I did was, oh, right here. On the scrapbooking paper, I folded it so I had my width, and my width is 8 inches and it's 9 inches tall, so it's almost square. But I folded it one side, the full 8 inches, and that left just a little bitty side over here, which I thought that'll work okay. That way, you know, everything's not the same. So that was that. Then I was at Goodwill yesterday and I found 2 packages of this snowflake paper. I'm sure it's made to go through a printer. I thought, there we are, my blues again. I want this paper. So that meant I had more pages this size instead of the larger size. And then today I was at Salvation Army and I found this paper. It's white with silver snowflakes. And I said, well, that once again gives me more of the smaller sheets. So is there any way that I can make up for that? And of course there is. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Here's one I've already done. I took 2 sheets of the same paper and I measured them. I did a little less than 8 because I wasn't sure where they were going to fall on the signature. But I measured for the width of my page on both, and then I overlapped them, and then I sewed, and that way it gives me my 8 by 9, and then I've got 2 little tuck spots. And I don't lose my border around my pages. So let me see if I can find in all this. the one I did of the silver. Here we go. Same thing. So I have the silver edge here. And then there's the other page. Because if you look, this is the single page. Because I did not sew down the middle. So that's one page. So I've kept this side and it makes a tuck. And on the, you got that, and then you flip it over. There's the other full page. So anyway, I'm going to try to show you how to do that. So let me get all this out of the way. Okay, so you start by figuring out what size pages you need. And like I said, mine is, now I've got all my papers. Let's do these. 7 is 8 by 9, and I'm going to come down and do this just a little bit smaller. No, this is not the right tool for my, what do you call this, board, but I can't find that one, but it does go with my envelope punch board. And I don't know if I'm the only one that has the trouble. Look at my scoreboard. It has worked, and it drives me insane. And I don't know, if it had been water, I mean, if it had been paper or cardboard, I'd understand it warping, but it's plastic. So anyway, you have to deal with it. So my pages are 8, but I'm going to go a little bit less. So I'm going 7 3/4. So I just score that the same on both pages. 7 3/4. And then I'm going to fold one way and one the other way. And then this is the trickiest part of the whole thing. Realize I have to flip one over, and then I'm going to sandwich those together so that I have a tuck and a page, the other tuck and the page. And this one is a lot easier to tell that that's that whole page. Flipping it over, that's that whole page. It's easier to tell on these than it is the silver one. So, and then of course, I went and sewed. And if you have trouble thinking, all right, if I sew on this way, I don't know where to stop. Well, you can kind of see where to stop. And if not, just you can either mark it or just guess, because it doesn't hurt to overshoot it a little. But I just ran some stitching down the top and down the bottom. I did not bother doing the middle because that will be sewn in when I do the signatures. If you don't have a sewing machine or don't want to mess with it, then just go ahead and run some glue down, and it makes it even faster and easier. So let's do it one more time. All right, so you have your paper and you know your measurements. And on mine, it's 8 inches, except I'm going a little less. I'm doing 7 3/4. And I'm doing both pages the same, and I don't care if I do this side or if I flip it over and do that side. I'm not going to think about it that much. So not 8, 7 3/4. Fold one way. Fold the other one the other way. And then figure out, okay, how am I sandwiching these together? Just lay one in on the other. And that gives you your tuck and your page. Your tuck and your page. And like I said, you can see this is the full page. So anyway, sew here, or glue. And that gives you, I'll see if I can find one this time. This. So it's a page that's going to fit in my oversized journal. And I haven't lost my borders, and I've got 2 tuck spots or pockets in the bargain. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing to get ready for December daily. So thanks for watching. Bye.